Then it goes right into the names. Simon, whom he also named Peter, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, son of Alphaeus. So before all those names come a few verses in Mark, though. That they should be with him, and that he might send them forth to preach, and to have power to heal sicknesses, and to cast out devils. That sounds a lot like how it mentions them in Matthew, when he actually sends them out. This is chapter 10 of Matthew. And when he had called to him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Now, the names of the 12 apostles are these. And then he goes into the names. But in Mark, it says he ordained the 12 that they should be with him, that he might send them forth to preach. He's not sending them forth to preach now. He might, meaning he will eventually send them forth to preach, and to have power. He's not giving them power now. It doesn't say that right now he's empowering them. It says that he's calling them to have power, to heal sickness, and to cast out devils. So this could be, it could be here, referring to the time when I will also put it in Matthew. Yeah, I'll finish up explaining what's being said in Mark. All these verses from Mark, and then I'll name them all. That they should be with him, and that he might send them forth to preach, and to have power to heal sicknesses, and to cast out devils. And then he names them. The thing is, though, I don't want to start with how it says in Mark, and to have power to heal sickness, and to cast out devils, and Simon, he's surnamed Peter, and James, the son of Zebedee. I don't know why Mark starts out by naming the people with and. And Simon, he surnamed Peter, that already happened. And James, the son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James. And why does he go through every name saying and? In Luke, it doesn't do that. It says Simon, whom he also named Peter, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas. It's giving ands between a few of them, but not every single time. It doesn't start with and, which makes perfect sense because he's saying the apostles, naming them off. You wouldn't start out by naming your kids, these are my kids, and your firstborn. You wouldn't start that. You would just start off by saying the name. So that's how I want to start. I'm just going to go with Simon. Simon, he's surnamed Peter, but in Luke it says Simon, in parentheses, whom he also named Peter. I could say he also surnamed Peter. Yeah, I'll do that. But I'm definitely beginning with Simon. So these are both, right now, for the name. Simon, comma, parentheses, whom he, the word whom, nope, is not in Mark. Whom he is in both. He also named Peter is in Luke. He surnamed Peter. So also is only Luke. You know, to say also named and to say surnamed, I think is redundant. Because if his name is Simon and Jesus also named him Peter, that's the same thing as his name is Simon and Jesus surnamed him Peter. So if I'm going to put surname, I don't want to put also. And I do want to put surname, so I'm just going to go with that. So, Luke, Sir, and then I will put in both. Named. Named. Peter, comma, parenthesis. Peter, semicolon. Peter. Simon. I'll put the comma and then the parenthesis that I was in Luke. I think it's unnecessary, but I'll just do it. Okay, and then Luke continues on, and Andrew his brother. Mark, however, says, and James, the son of Zebedee, and John, the brother James, and he surnamed them Boanerges, which is the sons of thunder, and Andrew and Philip. He really saves Andrew for later in Mark. But since Simon, Peter, and Andrew are brothers, I'll put them next to each other, like it has in Luke, and Andrew his brother, because his brother is not even mentioned in Mark. It just says, and Andrew. So if I say his brother, it would have to be after the mention of Simon Peter. So, and Andrew is both, even though it's out of order in Mark. His brother is only Luke, though. James and John, Mark says, and James, the son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James. That's a lot of explanation. I think I'll do it like that. And James is both. Nope. James and John. I'll skip that and in Mark, and I'll just have it begin with James and John, as it has in Luke, or James, and I'll explain it, the son of Zebedee, and John from both, the brother of James, as it has in Mark. So I'm pretty much going according to the order of Mark, but I'm skipping them and as it has in Luke. So I could put that semicolon after brother, because it comes after Peter, but there's nothing in between naming Peter and James. In Luke has Peter and Andrew, his brother, and then a comma, and James and John. But since there was a comma between Peter and Andrew, even though Peter is part of the parentheses and it really breaks it apart, I'm going to use the semicolon because that is a larger break. It's like a more distinct separation, but not a period. Not quite a period. So I will say this from Mark is the semicolon, and then I'll continue on with both, skipping the and, going right into James. And I'm not going to say and John yet, as it says in Luke. I will put that later, but I'm going to put all the description that's named in Mark. And this is only Mark, the son is actually in italics, of Zebedee, and John, which is from both. After that it ends in a comma, but I'm not going to use that comma yet because it goes on to explain who John is. The brother of James, and he, Jesus, surnamed them Boanerges, which is the sons of thunder. Good, the sons of thunder. Then it continues with and Andrew, but I've already put that. So skipping over that, it goes into and Philip. Luke continues after James and John. Philip, okay. Not and Philip, just Philip. Philip and Bartholomew. Mark says Philip and Bartholomew. So that's how I'll put it. I'm going to skip as many ands as I can because it's really annoying the way it's written in Mark with all these ands before every single name. I'm going to go with how it's written in Luke with only some ands, connecting 1 and 2 together, not leaving them all single. Him and him and him and him and him. Can't stand it. So Sons of Thunder. Now, Philip. This is both. Philip and Bartholomew. Philip, comma, and Bartholomew. No, I'll leave out the comma. I'll have it just Philip and Bartholomew from both. Or maybe I should leave the comma, because Philip is only mentioned. When Jesus called Philip, was Bartholomew there also? I don't remember. It was really early in John. The following day, Jesus would go into Galilee and finds Philip and says to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip finds Nathanael, and I believe Nathanael is the same as Bartholomew. Yes. Nathanael and Bartholomew are the same person in the Bible, according to Answers.com. I remember a table where it showed the lists as recorded in all the Gospels, and it showed that sometimes they were named different names. Okay, Thaddeus is Jude, or Judas, not Judas Iscariot. Bartholomew is Nathanael. And this Nathanael is the one whom Jesus said, "Behold an Israelite in whom is no guile." Philip and Bartholomew. So Philip was the one who went and found Nathanael and says to him, "We found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth." Nathanael said to him, "Philip, can there be anything?" Okay, so it doesn't say that they're related, but they're at least good friends. So it makes sense to have them written together, Philip and Bartholomew, without the comma after Philip. So that's how I'll do it. The words Philip and Bartholomew are in both Mark and Luke, but I'm going to leave out the and the comma in Mark. So in both Philip and Bartholomew. Okay, I just took a look over at Matthew 10 when he names the 12 before he sends them forth, and I just remembered how much I couldn't stand repetition when it's unnecessary. I think I'm actually going to include the naming of the 12 here, even though it's a different event in Matthew. He's just sending them. There's no reason to repeat who all the 12 are later on when he's sending them out. So I am going to have the 12 be from this portion of scripture as well as Mark and Luke. This portion being Matthew 10, when he sends them forth, saying, "Go into all the way of the Gentiles and into any city of Samaritans, enter you not." This is Matthew 10. So I guess I'm just going to have to add a whole bunch. A lot of it's very similar, but there are some small differences here and there. First thing I can see is that it begins not with just saying Simon. It begins with chapter 10, verse 2, saying, "Now the names of the 12 apostles are these." So I'm actually going to have that at the beginning, because that's a perfect introduction of what is happening. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. And then it also has the words, the first names Simon. The first Simon, who is called Peter. Now it's not just the fact that he's called. He, Jesus, surnamed him Peter, so I'm going to keep it how it is. He surnamed Peter. But that makes the name Simon come from all three, and the name Peter is all three, and Andrew his brother. Okay, so and Andrew is all three now, and his brother is Matthew, Luke, so that's actually orange. Oh, and there is a semicolon there in Matthew as well, so that is now dark red. James the son of Zebedee. James, so now James is all three. The son of Zebedee. The son. I'll just say all of that is from Matthew as well. The word "the" after James is in italics in Matthew, but I'll leave the from italics because it actually is there in Mark. And John his brother. And John now is all three. His brother or the brother of James? I'll go with all the words. But brother is now in both Matthew and Mark, so that's dark red. Now Philip and Bartholomew, that is now all three. And now, after Philip and Bartholomew, there is a semicolon. So I'm going to put that semicolon because it makes more sense here. It makes more sense to break up those two from the rest, because they are at least known to be good friends. So I'll put that in the spaces from Matthew.